Good morning, everyone. My name is Jaya Varshini, and I'm one of the co-founders at Tiger Labs. We are a circular manufacturer of sustainable materials inspired by nature. We use a genetically engineered marine bacteria to convert crustacean, We use a genetically engineered marine bacteria to convert crustacean shells in seawater into purified chitin and high-performance protein polymers. Our high-performance protein polymer is a 100% bio-derived replacement for spandex. Unlike chemical and bioprocessing, we have a significantly better environmental process with less reliance on fresh water, energy, and chemicals. This reduces our overall CO2 footprint, allowing for better economics without compromising on sustainability. We are Tiger Labs, a circular manufacturer of sustainable materials. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, just one sec. So before we get going, you might notice I'm holding a gong. If we do hit the 1-minute mark, I will be hitting a gong. So please don't fall off the stage in fright, shock, or surprise when I do this. We won't want any injuries today, okay? But it does mean that you have to stop speaking and get off the stage if you get to the gong. Okay, so your turn.
Hello everyone, I'm Diana Yumeng Liang from Dr. Anubhav Pratap Singh's lab in food science. So today, my presentation is about chia mucilage-based fat replacer. When we soak chia seed in water, their outer layer releases polysaccharides and form a gel-like substance. We call it chia mucilage. Chia mucilage is high in soluble dietary fiber. It has high water and oil holding capacity and good thickening properties. To produce our fat replacer, we first extract the chia mucilage out from chia seed and then add the other two types of dietary fiber, konjac glucomannan and psyllium husk, to improve its functional properties. Following that, we do the spray drying process to have our powder form for storage. We have also incorporated it to hazelnut spread to replace palm oil, providing a healthier version of this product with more fiber, less calories, and less saturated fat. Thank you.
Hello. Oh, group C3.
And I work with Shahab Sohan-Sanj, Yan Kai Cao, and Anthony Lau at the Biomass Bioenergy Research Group, and also the CTO of Takachar. So most crop and forest residues, which we call biomass, is very loose, wet, and bulky, which makes them difficult to collect and transport to a centralized place to turn into higher value products. And as such, many rural communities are often shut out from the benefits of the bioeconomy, and the only recourse is to burn their residues on site in open air, which not only creates significant air pollution, but can also exacerbate wildfires. So we're developing small-scale, low-cost portable systems that can latch onto the back of tractors and pickup trucks and deploy to rural, hard-to-access regions to locally upgrade and densify the residues on site into higher-value carbon-based bioproducts, such as biochar-based fertilizer blends, chemicals, and biofuels, thereby creating a self-sufficient network of rural communities that no longer rely on imported and expensive chemical or alternatives. So far, with 14 of our units deployed, serving 15,000 farmers, and through our biochar-based fertilizer, improving their yield by 30%. And in BC, we're selling at silverchar.ca. Thank you.
Group C4.
Hi, my name is Lucas Ballman. I'm a postdoc in the Bioproducts Institute in BICMAT under Orlando Rojas. In BC, we're known for our beautiful coastlines consisting of coastal forests and oceans teeming with life. Much of the research at BPI focuses on extracting and utilizing materials from these two resources. The Waste to Wells project focuses on using western hemlock bark sustainably sourced from the bark and the tannins from the Uchuckalsat tribe, and combining this with chitin sourced from invasive green crabs to develop a fully bio-based sustainable water purification solution to remove antibiotics and steroids. To do this, we look at using adsorption studies and to optimize for the antibiotics and steroids, which have serious health implications for the human population, but also for fisheries and animal farming uses. To do this, we use things like QCMD to optimize it, and we look at creating economic opportunities for indigenous tribes to generate these filters and improve their water quality, and also...
Thank you. I was really looking forward to getting to use that gong, and I was worried it wouldn't happen. So thank you for that. Okay, group C5, you're next.
I'm gonna hurry up. That's scary. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from UBC Forestry Science Department from Dr. Feng Jiang's Sustainable Functional Biomaterial Lab. So I guess everyone has worn a goose feather down or synthetic material jacket before, but we know it's bad for the environment and for the animals. That's why we developed a insulation material using the locally sourced hemp bast fiber to make a sustainable aerogel. By using the hemp fiber, we're making use of the agricultural residues into value-added product. After chemical modification and the freeze drying, the material becomes super hydrophobic, which can repel water, tea, coffee, so you don't have to worry about washing your jackets. The material is sustainable, insulative, lightweight, so it will be a perfect alternative to the traditional jacket filling. Thank you.
Next up, team C6.
Hello everybody, my name is Shiva Zargar. I'm a PhD candidate at Sustainable Bioeconomy Research Group supervised by Professor Qingxi Tu. In a world that environmental choices matter more than ever, board games offer an engaging and accessible way for people to explore the complex sustainability concepts. Board games such as Keep Cool and Sugoroko invite players to make decisions that impact climate and resources, bringing life cycle assessment and sustainability thinking in a way that it's fun and engaging. By playing, we are not only learning, we are experiencing the impact of our choices. These board games are paper-based, so they are inherently environmental friendly and can be played across generations, allowing us to teach kids and adults alike about their impacts on environmental and sustainability. Thank you.
Next up, team C7.
Hello. Let me start.
You can introduce yourself, and then we'll
I'm
start.
from Industrial Engineering Research Group, and I'm happy to see you. Ready? Did you know that UBC BRDF receives 10,000 of wood waste per year for energy generation, while preventing of 8,500 tons of GHG emissions? My project builds on this achievement by properly addressing the logistic systems behind this process. In BC, wood waste is abundant, but collecting and converting them into energy requires a proper logistical planning. To address this challenge, I am developing a decision supportive tool that determines the daily amounts of wood waste to collect, transport, store, and process. My objectives are to simultaneously reduce costs and emissions while meeting the daily energy demand. This research not only tackles the intricacies behind a proper logistical planning, but also demonstrates how important it is to make the process economically viable. Thank you.
Next up, team C8.
My name is Shrishti from the Faculty of Land and Food Systems, and I am going to be presenting on behalf of myself and Amir Amiri, PhD student and product manager at SBI. Imagine biting into a juicy, flavorful sausage without having the guilt of consuming saturated fats. Starting in 2026, Canada is cutting down on the use of unhealthy ingredients in processed food products. And companies are scrambling to cut the saturated fat contents in processed food products, especially meat products. But how can we imagine meat products without fat, which just taste just right the normal meat product? That's where our research kicks in. We are developing animal fat replacers with the help of chicken myofibrillar protein and cold plasma treated cellulose nanofibers. These nanofibers, when treated with cold plasma technology, form a super stable gel just like animal fats. And these will help us make animal fat replacers which can be an alternative to animal fat. So you can just eat your sausages without having the guilt of consuming saturated fats.
Next up, Group C9.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucy Binfield. I'm a PhD candidate in the Faculty of Forestry under John Innes and Chomping Dai. All right, so in 2022, as part of my PhD research and along with a group of experts, I carried out a project to plant bamboo in Amazonian Ecuador in severely degraded alluvial zones. Those land was very degraded by gold mining, and we planted bamboo to assess the feasibility of using the native species like Guadua angustifolia for natural land recovery. As part of this project and using the upfront cost data from our work, I created a very simple economic model to explore just how feasible planting bamboo is on a small scale and in those very remote areas. I used net present value and found that over a 20-year period, bamboo can act very favorably, making profit for local communities and be cheaper than planting native tree species, which is the main other land restoration option. I think it's a really interesting result, and if you have any more questions, please go over there and ask me questions later. Thank you.
Next up, Group C10.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Sawyer D'Entremont. I'm a PhD student in Dr. Upham and Dr. B's group. So we all know and love biogas, but what if we could make it better? Improving from a net zero emissions fuel to a negative emissions fuel. Introducing molten metal alloys to upgrade biofuels into some clean fuels. So basically what we've been taking is these molten metal alloy droplets and turning them into carbon fibers and some syngas or hydrogen. Now I've identified 4 different alloys for carbon fiber growth in this process, including copper indium, tin indium, nickel indium, and copper tin. Now it seems like copper indium is our best one so far, and we produce 2 different types of carbon fibers here. So there's the bamboo and the smooth type fibers. And these happen through a droplet-based mechanism. So a droplet forms inside of the reactor, and then the carbon will form on there, making carbon fibers for hopefully sequestration in concrete or polymer matrices. Thank you.
Next up, Group C12.
11.
I was told there was no Group C11.
Sorry about that.
All right then. Okay, so there is a Group C11. Next up, Group C11.
Hi everyone, my name is Cameron. I'm a PhD student in the Department of Chemistry under the supervision of Professor Lowell Schaefer, and I'm excited to share the results of a project that we worked on in collaboration with Professor Heather Tron. In our group, we are interested in the development of a chemical reaction called hydroaminoalkylation, in which we activate abundantly found carbon-hydrogen bonds in nitrogen-containing compounds, such as amines, and we can add that carbon-hydrogen bond across carbon-carbon double bonds. In our group, we are focused on the development of early transition metal catalysts to carry out this transformation, and previously we've demonstrated successful reactivity with commercially pure sources of monoterpenes, and I was inspired by these results and wondered if we could achieve these same products using a mixture of terpenes such as turpentine, in which we saw just as high conversions as we did with a commercially pure source from this mixture to achieve select terpene functionalization. We can also react beta-myrcene, humulene, and beta-caryophyllene to construct a library of structurally diverse aminated terpenoid products, and where we see applications with these sorts of compounds as potential therapeutics, and we've had some modeling data which suggests that our aminated beta-pinene can be used as an inhibitor for mycobacterium growth. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Group C12's
Sorry.
for real.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cecilia. I'm a master's student in the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering, and I'm part of Dr. Emily Cranston's lab.
Hi, I'm Elpidio Scopel. I'm a postdoc at the Department of Food Science.
Picture this. It's summer in Vancouver, and you're on a hike halfway up the Grouse Grind. It's sunny, but the trees are providing shade.
So inspired by how the tree canopy protects us against the sun, we developed a sunscreen using plant-based active ingredients.
Plants contain a variety of phenolic molecules, I'll move over, that work like the chemicals in your sunscreen to protect skin from harmful UV rays by converting that UV energy into an unnoticeable amount of heat.
Our canopy sunscreen contains turmeric oil that contains curcumin in its composition, and also tannins that can be extracted when you prepare your tea in your house to be our active ingredients.
And lignin also provides UV protection as well as a really nice tint.
So by combining these components, we can achieve complete protection against the UV rays that is a harmful effect of sun.
So on your next hike, reach for your canopy sunscreen, and maybe, just maybe, think about the power of plants.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Group C13.
Hi, everyone. My name is Julia Atzi, and I'm a master's student working under the supervision of Dr. Orlando Rojas in the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering. Trees are some of nature's most inspiring structures. One primary component that protects them from UV radiation, microbes, and oxidants is lignin. Today, most lignin valorization efforts focus on producing lignin particles with tailorable sizes and surface chemistries. Yet, predicting the properties of these particles based on lignin's complex and heterogeneous structure remains a challenge. So we ask, is there an easy way to make this connection? To do this, we study the fluorescent behavior of lignin particles from craft lignins of different sources. Using machine learning techniques, we connect the fluorescent data to the lignin structure, the particle synthesis conditions, and the particle properties. We believe this work can streamline the determination of structure-property relationships and can allow for the broader implementation of lignin particles in areas like cosmetics, sensors, and adhesives. Thank you.
Next up, Group C14.
Oh, are we working? Yeah, perfect. Hi, I'm Rosalia Jaffray. I'm a master's student in the Fresh Lab in the Faculty of Forestry, and I'm presenting my research with Elahe and Solar, our postdocs also in our lab under the supervision of Dr. Greg Parody. Imagine you're a major global gold producer and you've committed to becoming carbon neutral by 2050. Traditional strategies, like zero-emissions vehicles, however, will only get you about 70% there. So how do you bridge the gap and manage for rising offset costs? Let's consider nature-based solutions. That's where we come in. We developed a decision support system that models forest management strategies across 3 mining sites in British Columbia. The system allows us to test various forest management scenarios, like maximizing timber harvest or boosting carbon storage, allowing us to assess key outcomes, as seen in our complex example behind me, like preservation of old growth, job creation, revenue, and emissions. This allows us to see which scenarios balance environmental, social, and economic goals while highlighting the challenges and potential of using climate-smart, nature-based solutions to reach carbon neutrality. Thank you.
Next up, Group C15.
Hello, my name is Emily Payman. I'm a chemistry student, master's in the NBD group. So, wildfires are sadly common events that happen now every year in British Columbia and the rest of the world. The smoke from these wildfires can be transported into the upper troposphere, where it can act as an ice nucleating particle, forming ice clouds at higher temperatures and thus impacting climate and health. However, the mechanism of heterogeneous ice nucleation of biomass burning organic aerosols is still difficult to predict. This is why we aim to look at how lignin from wildfire smokes can nucleate ice in the atmosphere. Now, what if I tell you that by understanding this mechanism, we might be able to predict cloud formation? Our group recently found that there may be a correlation between the size and median freezing temperature of certain biopolymers. We want to extend this correlation to lignin nanoparticles to see how, as a proxy for wildfire smoke. This research could be an important tool to predict ice formation and thus cause formation, especially during wildfire events. Thank you.
Next up, Group C16.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel McLean. I'm one of the co-founders of MycoFoundry, a venture in the BPI ATRs program, which we'll hear about later, coming out of both the Biogenic Architecture Lab and the Hallam Lab here in microbiology. Right, thank you. So MycoFoundry is a biotechnology platform company that creates next-generation materials using mycelium, the root network of mushrooms. So currently, the building industry produces 39% of global carbon emissions. We're using finite, carbon-intensive resources to service a construction demand that is set to double by 2050. This is not a sustainable solution. So we are combining design and biotechnology to reimagine this future. We use mycelium to bind together waste substrates like sawdust to create carbon negative and completely biodegradable materials. As Canadian leaders in mycelium biofabrication research, our long-term goals include a variety of products and technologies, and we're starting with acoustic panels as our first product. So MycoFoundry, merging biotechnology and design to develop the next generation of sustainable materials for the built environment. Thank you.
Next up, Group C17.
I'm Jason, now it works. I'm Jason Yu from Faculty of Forestry under the supervision of Dr. Feng Jiang. Yeah. So give me 1 minute, should be enough for me to cheer you up. Just imagine a kind of new material, which is strong, sustainable, stretchable, and 3D printable. So with the aid of cellulose nanofibers, we are able to make our newly made waterborne polyurethane. And with our novel drying method, we're able to dry our new material in air in just within 10 minutes. After drying, we can see the superb stretchability. It can be stretched up to 9.5 times of its own length, which is almost twice of the most common commercial products right now. After that, we can also see the superb, tough and strong materials it is. It can even be compressed by a car and recover without any delay. If you get interested, please see me the posters there. Thank you.
Next up, Group C18.
Hello everyone, my name is Kimia Rahmani and I'm a PhD candidate and I work with Dr. Tarna Solati at the Industrial Engineering Research Group at the Faculty of Forestry. So imagine I'm Slash, but not the iconic rock star of Guns N' Roses. Those harvest residues left behind after logging. You might see me as waste, but just like how Slash transforms sound into unforgettable music, I have the potential to be transformed into something great, high-value byproducts. Unlocking this potential, however, involves many steps: collection, transportation, pre-processing, final conversion, each associated with high costs. So we need optimization models to reduce these costs as much as possible and answer important questions. How much slash should be directed to different bioproduction locations? What technologies should be established? How much bioproducts we can realistically create? By answering these questions and developing models, we can rewrite my story and ensure that I'm not just an afterthought, but the rock star of the bioeconomy. Thank you very much.
Next up, Group C19.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zanyar. I'm a PhD student from Faculty of Land and Food Systems under the supervision of Dr. Anubhav Pratap Singh. Okay, so every year, millions of tons of plastic packaging are thrown away, polluting our environment for centuries. At the same time, we lose countless natural resources that could offer sustainable solutions. My research project focuses on addressing both problems. I'm making a biodegradable packaging material from two natural materials, chitosan, which has excellent antibacterial properties but dissolves in water, and zein, a water-insoluble protein from corn. The challenge is how we stick this two material together. I'm using cold plasma technology, an eco-friendly process that could enhance the surface adhesion between the two layers. This innovative bilayer packaging not only offers a better food protection, but also reduces our reliance on plastic, moving us towards a sustainable future. Thank you.
Next up, Group C20.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alex Babin, PhD student in chemical engineering under the supervision of Tony B. So pyrolysis is gaining growing interest not only for its potential to generate carbon neutral and renewable biofuels, but also for the production of biochar, which can be used for carbon sequestration, all while improving soil quality in the process. So with our pilot scale microwave-assisted pyrolysis plant, we are aiming to process up to 20 kilograms per hour of sawdust, residual sawdust, and so far we have managed to produce over 40 kilograms of biochar, which we are starting to distribute samples to industry and research partners. So long story short, unlocking the potential of pyrolysis is well underway, and it's only the beginning. And for the record, if you need biochar or bio-oil samples for your work, take notes. Thank you.